Hey everybody, this is Johnson's. We're back again with Johnson Take Two. This is our third installment?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're back with our third installment. Today we're going to talk about love.
Maybe a second. Wasn't the first one like outtakes or something?
No, the first one was the intro, and
Yes,
then we
that's
did
true.
communication,
Okay.
and so this is the third one.
Okay. I stand corrected again. So we've decided that at the beginning of our episodes, that's what I'm trying to say. She'll edit that out, hopefully.
Nope.
That we will give a nugget, a golden nugget about us, something that you all might not know. And I decided that we will share what Johnson Take Two is all about. Uh, the name, the genesis of it, just so if you was curious that you would know. As most of you all know, or maybe some of you know, this is our second time being married. Of course, not to each other, but just the second time in marriage.
That's what he said.
Technically, we were married twice, but that's another story. Yeah,
it gets really complicated, y'all.
But anyway, and a lot of you don't know that the other time she was married, she was also a Johnson. She has a little story.
I love Johnsons, I suppose.
You want to tell them the story?
Yeah. So, I think we were dating. Anthony and I were dating, and so he and the kids came over for dinner or something, and then they were getting ready to leave. And so Alexis was looking around. I have this plaque that had gotten when I was in college, and it had Kessa Johnson on there. And so she looked at the plaque. She said, "Your last name Johnson?" I said, See, what had happened was, I said, "Well, yeah, it was." So my first husband's last name is Johnson as well, and so of course Ashley, which that's Ashley's biological father, her last name is Johnson. So she fit right in. I was the outcast. She fit right in. So everybody seems to find that funny to know that I married a Johnson twice. So
something about them Johnsons.
Lord, let me tell you.
So we just want to bring that little nugget to the table, and I also want to say that things fell in place for us, and we want to share our story. However, I also wanted to let you all know that, or some people know that, we're not we're not pushing divorce because it was a terrible thing for both of us. It was like the death of a spouse, to lose another person and to go through all the grieving but we made it. So we just want to share the things we learned from the previous experiences till today to maybe help someone else, and you won't have to go through that.
I can say it definitely made us better marriage material for sure. Made us both better spouses to each other. Because you see those things that happened previously, you say, I don't want to be found there again, so let me try to do it a different way.
Yes. So let's talk about love. The songwriter said, love, a word that comes and goes, but few people really knows what it means to love somebody.
So you just gonna pull the whole Kirk frame?
Why you have to bring him up? Anyway, GP, are you with me?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I want to talk about love today. It's a word that a lot of people throw around loosely, but again, few people really know what it really means to love. I can say that I've found true love, and I don't want to come off as, man, they had a perfect marriage. No, we go through things. And sometimes I can't stand her, but I love her. I love her to death. And people say, "Oh, you
How
shouldn't
can
say
you say
that."
that about me? What?
People say, "No, you should say love her to life." No, until the last breath go out of my body, I love her. So
To
that's
rapture
what
do us part.
to rapture do us for.
That's right.
So let's get into this love topic. Um, let's start off by asking a question. The question is, will I ever leave you? No.
All right, Mr. Whining.
No. By show of hands, how many people out there like Bluebell? Don't raise your hand because I can't see you. I can only see you. I can't see them.
I like Bluebell. See?
We see Bluebell and we go to that store and cookies and cream, and Tin Roof or Rocky Road or butter pecan or whatever flavor you like.
Butter pecan.
Butter.
Butter pecan.
And we enjoy it until it's gone. And it's oh so good. However, most of us never really look at the ingredients that makes up that whole pain or gallon, whichever one you eat. I don't know. There's a lot of things compiled in there, and if you read it, some of the stuff you be like, "Ooh, that's not good for me," or "Ooh, I didn't know that was in there." It's the same thing when it comes to love and marriage. There's a lot of things in there that we don't really take time to think about it when we feel like we want to love or be in love that we look over. We look at the taste of it and how great it is and how it looks on the surface and how it looks in that carton. But in that dish called love, there are ingredients like hurt. People say, "Oh, love don't hurt." Yeah, sometimes because she loved me, she tell me the truth and it hurts, but it's for my good. Sometimes there's sadness in love. That ingredient is in there as well. But we get over those things because we still learning each other. Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes you're not. It's not always smiling, but there are great qualities of love. One of the things that we do more than anything, and I was thinking about this yesterday, and I shared it with her. Is we laugh a lot.
We laugh so much.
You would think that we just got married like this month or 15 minutes ago because we just laugh like school kids, like all the time. Just laugh, 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 and you know.
That's because he's crazy.
I'm crazy about you, honey.
Oh yes, crazy in love.
Love is a grand thing. Love requires sacrifice. You know, and one of the things that we talked about recently that I kind of want to get over to people is uh, got to hear me when you say this. Put down the popcorn, whatever you're doing. But love is unselfish because my love is geared toward her and pleasing her, and that means I put everything about me on the back burner. But you know what happens? She reciprocates the love, the same thing to me, and we continue to give each other, which make us both happy. I'm not always trying to push what I want and not care about her feelings because I love her. At the end of the day, she is what matters to me. So, I strive to, we have this thing where we compete for each other's love. By doing things. I do stuff all the time, and I'm not bragging, but I'm just giving an example. Flowers, shoes, clothes, whatever. Not because it's anniversary or because it's birthday or whatever. I mean, just the other day, just again example. She knows I don't really like to talk about myself. She was out of town. I had to pick up from the airport. I had flowers for her because we just like to do things for one another. Love is a continual work. the moment I stop showing her that I love her is the moment that I stop breathing, because women need to be uh, shown that you love them on a continual basis. They have to feel important. They have to feel the most important in your life. So you have to continue to push to show that, and not get in the cycle to where you you become complacent and you just kind of lose track of those things. And I don't know if you have anything you want to add right now.
Yeah, I've said this before to numerous of people that I've talked to in times past, and even to him. We have to teach each other how to love us. I have to teach him how to love me. He has to teach me how to love him. It shouldn't be one of those things where you say, well, you should just figure it out. Well, no, like he knows there's certain things that is not pleasing to me, and so if that affects the love that we have for each other, then he has to understand how to treat me, and I have to understand how to treat him. Kind of how he was making the statement a little bit earlier. You have to kind of put yourself. It's almost like saying you have to die to yourself, not necessarily losing yourself. You can still be who you are, but because you die to yourself to love that person, in turn, that person gives you life by loving you the way you need to be loved. And so that's how you continue the cycle of love. That's how you continue to grow with each other and learn each other. I have to be taught certain things with him. There's certain things that I will say a certain way, and he'll tell me, I don't like that. And so I say, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And so now I know that. It's not a big deal to me, because my thing is his happiness is what matters to me. So if I say something a certain way and he don't like it, I don't care about that. I quit saying it. I quit saying the whole word as long as he's happy. Because in turn, when he's happy, he can love me the way I need to be loved. And so that's really what we have to look for. We can't be selfish in love. You can't be selfish in love and in marriage and say, okay, I'm gonna do what pleases me because this makes me happy, but then you're being selfish and you're not thinking about the other person. Give them an opportunity to make you happy. Give them that chance to love you instead of you just loving yourself. And that one thing you cannot do in a marriage. You cannot be selfish. You cannot say, well, I'm gonna do this for me. I'm gonna buy myself this because ain't nobody else gonna do it or anything like that. I'm not being funny. I'm sorry.
I understand.
So I have to tell y'all about that. But we can't say that I'm going to do all these things for myself and not leave this person an opportunity to love us. We have to give them a chance to love us. We can't shut them off. We can't shut everything down because it doesn't look like the way we should do it or whatever. We have to teach them that. We have to show them that. Even you have to teach a kid how to love. A kid will give you a genuine type of love, but you also still have to teach them how to love one another, how to love their siblings, how to love their friends, how to love, even their parents and grandparents. You have to teach them that kind of stuff. Everything, every day, everything that you do in life, you have to be taught in some type of way. And so when I just told him I'm sorry, it's because the one of the things is when we have this competition about out loving each other, when I want to do things for him, he would have already done it. And it's not because he's being selfish. It's because that when he sees something he like, he go ahead and get it for himself because he's always been used to doing things for himself. No one has done anything for him. And so I'm trying to tell him to let me change the game. Let me be the game changer because those are the things that I want to do for you. But if you've already done it for yourself or if you already have it, then that leaves me with nothing. Then I have to try to figure something else out. And then, it's just an ongoing cycle. And I'm left out of the competition, and then I get sad. So fix yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
So, but as we say, we compete for love, and because of the things we do for one another, because of love that's shown, I know there's nothing that she wouldn't do for me, and she knows there's nothing I won't do for her. And we've talked about this, but this is not rehearsed. I didn't talk to her about this before this, but if I woke up at 3:47, I choose that time, a.m. in the morning, and said, honey, I want some cereal, what would your response be?
I'm just kidding. I would get up and go fix it for him.
She would ask me what kind, and She would do it.
And
But
I'd get up and go make it. And if we didn't have it at home, we'd have to get up and go to Walmart and go get it because baby said he wanted Honey Nut Cheerios, and we didn't have any. That's just what we do.
but she knows I would do the same thing for her. I wouldn't be like,
Absolutely.
girl, if you don't take yourself back to sleep. But that's just the things we do to
Absolutely.
show our love. So we're gonna wrap this one up. Maybe we'll talk about love again, because you can never talk about love too much.
No, there's always something to say about love. Maybe we'll talk about the act of love, charity, which is what the Bible speaks about.
I think that's a good idea.
That's what I think.
So we'll keep that in mind for the next one.
So we'll end this with an act of love.
Ew,
Yes.
miss.
Hey, you said ew.
Just kidding. We laughing again.
Oh yeah.
So until next time, thanks for tuning in to Johnson Take Two. Bye bye.
Stay in love.